So in our previous video we had thought about the role of literature in environmentalism and Rachel Carson's Silent Spring. Another very important book was published by James Lovelock, and he came up with the idea of the Gaia hypothesis. So it's this idea that like any living organism, the Earth as an entire system is self-regulating. So just as a organism has homeostasis, it can maintain the correct temperature and the internal conditions of its body to survive through control mechanisms. The Earth can do the same. So it's the idea that almost the Earth in its entirety is a living, self-regulating, very complex system or organism. So this idea was initially ridiculed, and again we're starting to see that science can be quite conservative. So when a new radical idea comes along, quite often people will not accept it. So it was actually initially received with hostility by the scientific community, but gradually it gained credibility. So now this ecological hypothesis is widely accepted. The interesting thing here is in lessons we've talked about the role of spirituality and religion in conservation. This actually does, the idea of Gaia hypothesis does pull in religious philosophy and spiritual philosophy into understanding not only how the Earth survives and regulates itself, but also the concept of beauty. So we get that spirituality and religion coming through there. So in our next video we're going to go on to look at stewardship and the media, and we're going to take a look at Greenpeace. But you can see a pattern here that this environmentalism is becoming increasingly accepted and increasingly mainstream. So the concept of environmentalism in the scientific community is very much a mainstream part of 21st century culture.